Hey guys, what is up? It's Dangeles, and welcome back to part 19 of the Victorian mansion Let's Build. How's everybody doing? We are back today, ready to continue to furnish this place and work on the interior. So last episode, I was doing some of the interior on the first floor. I actually went ahead and I furnished the study or the office right over here. I furnished this bathroom. And then I also furnished the dining room over here, and that's kind of what I got to last episode. I think right at the end I furnished the bedroom over there. So I don't want to like spoil anything, but I actually have pretty much finished the first floor interior. Everything except for the kitchen is done on the first floor, so I'm not going to show you that today, guys, for this video, because I want to kind of keep it a secret for the tour of the house when we're completely finished. So today I'm just going to go right upstairs and work on the second floor interior. We're going to furnish some rooms. What I'm going to do today is work on the master bedroom. I'm going to do the entire master wing, which is everything beyond these two doors here. We'll see how much I get done there, and depending on how much I do finish, we will work on something else, maybe some of these other bedrooms. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Again, we're making some good progress on the interior, guys, so I just want to kind of continue with that. And this might be today, the last episode today. I keep saying that pretty much every episode, but this one might actually be the last one because I said I was going to do like one floor of interior, and then I was going to do another floor of interior, and then kind of be done with that. So we're getting to that point, so we'll see if today is the last episode or not. I'm not really sure yet, but I would guess that it probably will be. So we'll just start by making some progress here. And I'm starting off by making a bed, and that's way too wide, so we're going to kind of trim this down and make this a 3-block wide bed, because having it 5 blocks wide is just not necessary, even for a master bedroom, which is what this is. So what I think I'm going to do for this room is I think I'm actually going to turn these like this, kind of have it go around so it's connected to the ground, I guess, like that. And then on the end, I think I might even add like an extra boarding on the end and just kind of connect this across. So turn that back into a slab, and then turn this into a stair, and that'll be kind of like the border for this bed, which is going to be the master bed of the house. So let me go ahead and put some glowstone back down again. So making good progress in the house, guys. I'm pretty happy with the way the first floor finished up. Again, I still have to do the kitchen, which I'll probably get to after this video is over, because I'm kind of working towards finishing this thing up. And I think you guys are gonna really like the finished product of the house. It's coming along pretty nicely, so I'm very happy with the final product for sure. So there is the bed right there. That's a pretty decent sized bed. I like that. We still gotta add more to it though. We gotta add more detail to it. So I'm gonna get some dark oak wood stuff. These are gonna be like little like side tables. I might even do some stairs like this, and then I'll probably just leave that as a slab most likely. So maybe something like that as our bed. It could probably be a little bit more fancy than this. We could probably spruce this thing up even more. So how about we add, let me think about this for a second. What if we add some sort of like thing around the frame of the bed? So maybe like these things kind of going up like this, and this can be kind of going around the edges, and then right here we can add some upside down stairs to kind of finish off that table. And then over here on this side, maybe we can stick this out a little bit and have this go up with some fences as well. And this is just going to be like a little design here, kind of on the top of that. So we'll see how that looks. Kind of has like the corners. I like that. I think that's pretty good. Probably make these taller instead of those shorter. I think that'll be good. So something like that as the master bed of the house. I think that looks pretty good. Could we extend this thing out and make it 5 blocks wide? Yes, but I think I am still going to leave it as 3. I'm also going to grab, let's see. Let's grab I'm trying to think of what I want to put on this end table. I was thinking about putting some snow, but that's going to be stairs, so that won't work. And I was going to be like an extra pillow or something like that. Maybe I'll put like a blanket there or something like that. I think I'll leave it for now as like just how it is. Alright, so what else can we add in this room? Let's make a fancy, I can't speak. Let's make a floor plan that looks kind of cool. So we're just kind of make the floor look a little bit more fancy in here. Probably also going to switch up the walls, make those a different color. I'll do that as well. So I think I'll just turn it in this corner, because I think this little nook here is going to be an office, or not an office, but just like a little desk. Just kind of like a small little space in the corner of this room. So I think that I'll do something like that, and then I'll mix up the walls as well, and we'll go from there. But again, guys, I think this might be it for the Let's Build. I know I keep on delaying it. I keep on pushing it back because I keep on adding more to the house. But I am serious on this episode. unless something, you know, drastically changes in the next, 15 minutes, I think this is going to be the last episode. And then next time you see this house will be for the completed tour, which I'm pretty excited about because since adding the interior on this place, I've started to really like this place a lot more than I did previously when just the interior or just the exterior was done. So I'm starting to really grow to like this house a lot. So I'm pretty excited to show you guys the final product with everything done. So all right, so we have the bed here. So now let's kind of let's put some glowstone down because it's really dark in this room. And let's mix up these walls. So I'm trying to think of what color I want to make the walls in here. I was thinking about doing some wood, but I think that might just be a lot of wood. So maybe I will stick with some stained clay and then just choose a color. I could go with some gray. That could be a possibility. Just to kind of match the cyan stained clay and also match the gray carpets on the bed. I could go with this color, which I think is an underrated color. I could go with this color as well. I'm actually gonna try this color because I know it might be a weird color, but it actually kind of looks like wallpaper a little bit. So I'm gonna try this color out and see how it looks. And the good thing is, since this is such a big second floor, I think we might be able to double stack the walls in the second floor a little bit, especially for the master wing, to kind of compensate for the wall colors. So I think we'll do that at some point. I'll fix that as well. Trying to decide if that's a good color or not. It's a little too pinkish for me, honestly. If it was a little bit more tan colored, I think I might go for it. But let's try this color because this one is a little bit different. Oh, I think I like this one a little bit more. This color looks nice. I mean, you can't really go wrong with any of the stained clays because they all have a really nice smooth texture. So they look like paint, I guess you could say. They look like wallpaper, but just like a nice smooth wallpaper. So you can't go wrong with any of the colors. But I'm just going to try to choose a color that I prefer. So let's give this one a try, see if this one looks any better. That one's okay. I think we could go with that one. Let's give this one a try and see how it looks, and we can go from there. I really did love the green, so if, push comes to shove, if I decide I end up not liking this color, which remains to be seen, I can always switch it out for green because the green looks really good. I have it on several rooms in the first floor, and I was a big fan of that. So we might go with green if I end up deciding that I don't like this. But let's just start by putting this. Ooh, wait, hold on a second. That's a problem. So never mind. We can't change that unless we double stack this, which I could do that, but I think I'm just gonna leave it. So we'll leave that wall with the light blue. So let's continue with the light gray. So kind of just wrap this all the way through. And also I should probably add the quartz linings around the place as well. So we'll do that. And my goal is just to work on the master bedroom today. That's pretty much it. Another thing that I am working on is the basement. I'm going to, again, do that on my own time. I already got started on it. I think it's going to be a really nice addition to the house. So all of that stuff will be included in the final tour of the place. So I guess stay tuned for that. All right, so this is going to turn like this, and this is going to be the quartz lining. So we'll kind of just put that in. I don't think I can open it right here. Oh, yes, I can. I can open it right here. I don't think I can open it here, though, because that would really not make any sense. I mean, I could do this. I could have this go across like this, and then that'll just be like double layered with quartz. I think that's a little bit too much quartz, to be honest, though. So I think I'll just leave it how it was, and we just won't put anything on the floor for that side, which is fine. Okay, so let's break my way back through here, and let's continue with the lining up quartz here. So have this turn around the edge. We're just basically having this turn around the entire corner here. So we'll have that go there, this on this side, and then running straight across here. So like I was saying, I'm probably gonna have to double stack this because there's a bathroom on the other side of this wall. So I want to have that probably a different color than this. I'm not sure what color yet, but probably figure that out in a minute. Okay, so we have this kind of all figured out. Let me just take this across with some quartz, and then we'll be good to go to continue switching out the walls. I actually kind of like this color. I think it might look pretty good. So let's just keep on going with it. Again, like I said, worst case scenario is I can always just switch it out for green, or I could switch it out for maybe a wood and maybe a completely different texture. It doesn't necessarily have to be stained clay. I do like using the stained clay in the default texture pack. Don't really get a chance to use it in the city texture pack as much because I'm not a big fan of the texture. So taking advantage of using it while I'm building in this texture pack, I guess. All right, so we have this wall kind of switched out, and I have to admit I do like this color. I think it's pretty subtle. It's not necessarily like eye-popping or anything like that, but I think it's a subtly solid color, if that makes any sense at all. So I think I'll go with it. All right, so there we go. There's that corner, and we can add so much more to this room, so let's add some more stuff to it. I'm trying to decide if I want to add like a TV on this wall or anything like that. What I could do is I could move this door over to this corner, but then I might not be able to put any office space there, so that's a problem. Trying to decide how I want to do this. Maybe I can just completely get rid of this here and then just simply put the door right here. We'll do that. That makes a little bit more sense anyway, because it's right across the way from the other door. So that'll be the new opening for that room. And then what I can do is I can put a TV on that wall. I'll put the office in that corner. I don't know, maybe I'll put a dresser in this corner. Maybe I'll put just like a little couch in this corner. There's so many options, but let's grab some Dangeles anvils because those are always a great option. So let's do that. We'll just throw those down real quick. And also I need to make the ceiling design fancy as well. That's another thing I have to do. So basically how I do this, I'll show you guys on the first floor kind of. I'm going to do something similar to that, I guess. So let me just kind of, you know, run through this real quick. So let's see. We're going to grab some, I'm going to grab some dark oak wood stairs, some slabs. We'll use those. And I think I'm going to go ahead and grab some dark oak wood, just regular blocks. I'm going to grab some quartz stairs, some beacons, some trapdoors. And this is like kind of like the basic blocks that I use to do this. So what I like to do is actually go ahead and switch that out there. Have this go across. And we'll have that run down to here, like that. Same thing on this side. And I could probably connect these little poles that I've made with the fences to the ceilings, doing something like that. Could probably do that. That's several blocks away there, so maybe that won't work. We'll see. Let's just switch that back out for a second. All right, so again, let's switch that back out for a second. So let's see here. If this is gonna be like that, I think I'll put that in the corner and that 2 blocks away. So we'll do that maybe. Nah. Let's move this over 1 block each. So there we go. We have 1 away from the corner. So yeah, that's better. So this part is if you're trying to like pick up tips for this part, if you're watching, I would just say just try to make it symmetrical in the ceiling, but you just want to try to add as much detail to the ceiling as possible. Because I think, especially for these kind of houses, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for like modern builds, but for these kind of houses, it does actually provide like a nice feature. So I'd recommend it just going all out. Just don't leave your ceilings kind of just flat and boring, because, you know, it's just, you know, you could always add more to it. So what's the point of just leaving them how they are when you could change them up and make them better? So we're off to a good start here. Let's just go ahead and switch out some, obviously I'm going to have to break some stairs here, or some carpets, so that's fine. We can always fix that later. And what I'm going to do right now is just put some upside down stairs in here, and this just adds more depth to it, and it also makes it, you know, just so it's indented for the, what are these things called? The beacons that I'm adding. I'm going to put some trapdoors right below the beacons, like that. Just add some nice ceiling lighting to the place, which is always good. And just like that, you kind of have a ceiling design that, you know, is pretty nice looking. So nice and fancy. I think that looks really good. Trying to think of anything else I can add to this. I could probably throw something in this corner here. So what I was doing on the first floor is I was doing something like this. I was kind of making like these little circles there. And then in the corners where it's just 2 by 1, I think I'm just gonna add trapdoors. So we'll do that. And turn that there and there. Turn that and turn that. There we go. So we have those, and then in the corners here, I'm just gonna throw down some trapdoors in the corners. I can't do it on that side because it's a little bit different. I can do it right here, and I can do it right here. And then this space can be opened up, and I can add some upside down stairs. So I would say this is like something that's extremely important. You know, it takes time to detail this part of the build for sure, but I can't really emphasize how important this is to kind of putting together a nice ceiling design, and it just adds to the house and just adds so much more detail, and just instead of just leaving it flat. I think I'm gonna kind of bridge that off there a little bit, so I can do that. Oh wait, that's the wrong block. So I can do that, just so it's a little bit more symmetrical, because it was kind of had that little like weird connection, which I'm not a big fan of, so I'll fix that. And there we go. So there, that corner's kind of fixed, and then I'm gonna put some trapdoors there. And that's kind of, you know, a good solid ceiling design that kind of just adds more detail to this room. So I like that. Over here, as far as I'm concerned, I could probably just throw down like a beacon, and then just have this kind of turn like this with some upside down stairs. Something like this. And back this way, there we go. And right there as well. And just, you know, adds a little bit more lighting. So that's pretty good. I like that. So I think we spent enough time in this room for now. I think I'm going to come back in later and add more to this. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this indent here. This is just kind of like a weird space. So maybe I'll add just like a little couch or something like that, or just like a sitting area. Definitely going to add a TV on that wall. Probably add some dressers and some bookshelves on this wall here. And that'll be kind of it for the master bedroom itself. So let's continue working on this master wing, because I don't want to... this is like what I want to focus on in today's video. So let's not spend the entire video on one room, even though it isn't. I'm not saying that I should, you know, skip it, but it is important to add detail, and that's kind of what I was doing. So I'm gonna continue to add detail like I'm doing right now, and just kind of make something fancy in the floor here. You know what I might do? I'm gonna skip this part, and I think I'm just going to get some glowstone and some carpet. I think I'll put down a green carpet in this room. I think that'll look good. So I'll put down a green carpet right there. That's nice. Okay, and in this ceiling, I think I'm gonna do something like this in this ceiling. I mean, I'm gonna do it for every ceiling in the house, but you've already seen me do it once, so I'm just gonna do that later. This room is gonna be a closet, so we won't worry about that room right now. That's not really that important. So I think the next room I'll do is this one, which is going to be the master bathroom. So I think we'll do this room, see how long this one takes, and we'll go from there. But I mean, as you can tell, you know, doing furnishing takes just as long as doing the exterior. You know, the thing about furnishing, to make it look really nice, you got to add a lot of detail, and adding a lot of detail takes time. So these rooms are going to take me a while to finish, but I'm really excited to just kind of, you know, get these rooms furnished and have this thing finished so I can kind of tour the final product. We'll most likely do a hide and seek on this house with my friends once this thing is completely finished up. So I'm excited for that as well. So lots of stuff to look forward to. All right, so as far as this room is concerned, we have this wall, which is, you know, partially, you know, different. So we'll probably do something like this. I'll just kind of continue right where I left off here. Actually, hold on. Since that room's elevated, I think I'm just gonna leave it flat here. With the what's this block again? Yeah, I don't really. It's hard for me to like judge it by the colors, because it's not the color that it says it is. Like, this is not light gray, so I'm just gonna call it, you know, whatever it is. So we'll leave that wall how it is. I think the fireplace is actually like right there. Yeah, that is the fireplace. Okay, so that's fine. What I think I can do is just put like the sink with the faucets and stuff like that on this wall, and I'll probably switch out the colors of this wall as well. I'm trying to think of what color I want for this room. I'm almost tempted to go like all white for this room, because it is a bathroom. But I'm trying to think of other colors that I could try. I don't want to go too crazy with it, but I'm thinking maybe like emeralds, possibly like incorporate emeralds into this at some point. Maybe even diamond blocks. Well, that might be a little bit crazy, but we'll see. All right, so I think I'm just going to leave it like that for now. And let me just take a look here. So emeralds and diamond blocks are two possibilities for the wall. Diamond blocks, no, that's just silly. Emeralds is definitely a possibility though. I might do something with that. Maybe like the edge of the shower will be emeralds. But I'm trying to think of anything else, like any particular, maybe snow. I haven't used snow in a while. It's kind of different from quartz. Snow and quartz are definitely different. I wonder if like a snow wallpaper would be interesting for this room. I don't want to be too indecisive on the video, so I'll think about it more. But let's see. So let's take a big old counter here, and we're gonna put a faucet, or well, a couple of faucets. So we'll start off by doing one right there, and one right there. So there we go. And I think I'm gonna do a big mirror on this wall, like a 3x2 mirror of ice. That looks pretty good. I'm trying to decide, can I break this? No, that does actually open up to the outside, so I'm out of luck there, but I think I'll just fill that in with ice as well, so it's a little bit darker. There we go. And then going along this, I think I'm gonna do upside down, and then like that, kind of wrapping around the mirror. Yeah, that's cool. And then I can add maybe a flower pot right there. That's good. And we also gonna need some, thinking about moving these over a little bit. That way I can actually put tripwire hooks on these walls. And you know what? Just for the heck of it, screw it. Let's try snow. Let's just see how it looks. It's old school for sure. Haven't used snow really at all since quartz came out, so we'll go old school a little bit. Just give it a shot. All right, so anyway, let's continue here. So I'm gonna do the sinks. I'm just gonna move them over one block, pretty much. So there we go, like this. And then I'm gonna grab some tripwire hooks, place those there as the sinks. So the faucets, I guess. And there we go, we kind of have the counter here. What else can I add to this? I was trying to just like think of just other things I could add. What I might do is something I did on the first floor, and that would be put a skeleton skull kind of like backwards like this in the corner. And that's kind of supposed to be like a tissue box, I guess. You know, you just gotta use your imagination, but that's like supposed to be a tissue box. You can't see the head of the skeleton, so you know obviously you can't say that, but tissue box. Let's give it a try. You gotta use your imagination in Minecraft, so we're doing that right now. All right, so let's switch this out for snow and see how it looks. This is some experimental stuff right here. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna keep this snow, but we'll give it a shot. All right, so not too bad. As far as the ceiling in this room is concerned, I think I have an idea for it, so I'm just gonna kind of give this a try. Let me take this down right there. I have an idea. I'm not gonna go like all out like I did because it's a bathroom and bathrooms are a little bit different. So I'm not gonna go crazy like I did for the ceiling in the master bedroom. I'm just gonna do a perimeter of pillared quartz, and then I think I'm going to add some stairs around that. I think that's kind of what I'm gonna go for here. So we'll give this a try, see how this looks. And then we'll add a shower, we'll add a toilet, maybe we'll add just like a little table to put some towels on or something like that. Plenty of things we can do. I mean, there's so much stuff, it's amazing that even on this video alone, you know, there's other things that I could add that I just haven't even thought of yet. So when I'm doing interior, I really like to just take my time on it, like seriously take my time on it, and just after every single thing I do, I like to take a step back and think about it for a second, try to think of, is there anything I'm forgetting? Is there anything else I can add? And I just try to think about like real life houses and what they have in particular rooms. And that's just a good way to kind of approach it when you're doing interior. So this is kind of how my thought process works with this. I think I'm gonna do something like that and like that, and then add some beacons. And there's kind of like my ceiling idea that I have. I think that looks pretty good. So we'll go with that. Hopefully that won't melt the ice, I'm hoping. If it does, then maybe we'll do white stained glass as the mirror instead. So we have the nice big counter space there. I think next thing I'm gonna have to do is add some Dangeles anvils on this wall. We gotta add those in every room around the house. It's like a signature. So there we go. And next thing I gotta do is add a shower. So let's do that. The shower. So this room here connects into a, I believe this is gonna be a, this actually might be a bathroom as well. Let me see, how big is this room? Yeah, okay. So this room here is a bedroom, which has a walk-in closet and an ensuite bathroom. So this is gonna be a bathroom right on the other side of that wall too. So just keep that in mind, I guess. And as a matter of fact, that's kind of good because now I can make this wall snow and it'll be kind of the same as that room. But then again, this wall here would be snow as well. So still a lot of decisions to make about this for sure. All right, so I'll just kind of leave that how it is for now. It's like you painted a wall and you know, you decide you didn't like the color and you just leave it there, but no, I'll switch it back. All right, so we'll figure that out later on. Maybe we'll just do like 3 colors in this room. Some snow, some quartz, or some, you know, a whole bunch of different colors. We got a bunch of different stained clays and things like that. We'll just mix and match, I guess. Alright, so now we're going to add a shower. And for this, I'm going to use some stained glass. I'm going to use some white stained glass panes. What else? What else can I add to this? Let's get some, maybe some full quartz blocks. And we'll try that out. So I'm going to have this run down to here and turn. I'll have that be the opening. Actually, no. Let's have the step in be right there. And we'll go like that. And then I'll have this go up here. And this will go across right here. And kind of turn like that. Maybe. Maybe that'll be the entrance, possibly. No, that's fine. We'll do that. Because I can add some more to this on the top in a second. Okay, so we'll go like that. And then I think I'm going to grab some blocks of quartz and just kind of double stack that. Something like that in the corner, and that'll be our shower. That's going to be nice. And then let me go ahead and grab a tripwire hook. So this will close right here, even in the floor. Maybe I could throw down like a cauldron as the drainage part. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so that we'll do something like that, just a simple shower design. I would also like to add like a bathtub. That would be nice as well. Maybe this can act as both. I guess since it does have kind of like a rim around it, I guess this could act as both. But at least we're making this a full bathroom at the very least. All right, so next thing I gotta do is add a toilet. I'm trying to decide where I want to add this. I'm thinking about actually like scrapping the Dangeles anvil and putting it in this corner. But that might be too close to the counter. But then again, you know, that's fine really. Or I could put it right here as well next to the shower. I might do that because that actually would make sense a little bit. Okay, so we'll do that. Put the toilet right there. So for these toilet designs, I've been using the iron trapdoors. I've been using some cyan stained clay. I'm using some pink carpet as well. And I keep saying stained clay, but it's carpet and clay. I don't even know. I don't know. Just at this point, I'm pretty sure you guys just ignore whatever I say and just watch me build. Because I just when I'm trying to build and talk at the same time, I say some weird stuff. All right, so we'll just kind of put that right next to there. It's like an extra lighting source. The question is, there's going to be glowstone above that down below. That's like double lighting. That's fine. So we'll do that, kind of right off the step off from there. I'm wondering if I should move the entrance to that, like to here. We'll just give this a second chance, a second thought, I guess. Okay, so have that go across, and then maybe I'll just have it open up right here instead, and then take the black stained glass or white stained glass or whatever, and fill that in. Trying to think and talk and all that stuff, you know, it's a struggle. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna have this go right there, fix that, and then this will be glowstone underneath, and there we go. So I think that'll be a good change there. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. So we have our toilet, we have our counter with our faucets and sinks, and well, I guess that's kind of like the same thing really. It's like together, and then we have the shower here, which is nice. I could probably put a light in the shower as well. Maybe something like this. I could kind of have that be stairs, and then this can be a beacon, which I need to grab. Full inventory, like something like that. So just have an extra light in the shower. Yeah, we can do that. And then this last little space here, we have a little bit more space. I'm trying to decide what I want to put right here. There's definitely some things I could add. I'm thinking about putting a little table where I could just put some towels on it. I think I'm going to do that. So as far as the table goes, I'm just going to continue with the quartz theme because that's what I like to do with these bathrooms, just like a quartz theme. So we'll kind of have that table coming out, and I'm going to place some towels on this. So we'll get a bunch of different colored towels, maybe a white towel, a pink towel, a cyan towel, maybe another white towel right there. So just like a little table with some towels on it. And then we have the bathroom, which is, you know, it's got everything you need in it. I think that looks pretty good. Trash can would be good, so let me add that as well. Or just like a wastebasket, I guess. I think for the first floor I did that with a hopper and a pressure plate. Is that what I did? Yeah, there we go. That's a pretty solid little wastebasket design. I have to go back and check on the first floor what I used for that. I think I might actually use a trapdoor instead, but if I did, I'll switch it back out for that because I think that looks a little bit better. So anything else I could add to this thing? Probably some paintings would be nice. And I think that'll be good. Let me add actually a flower pot. I'm going to put that right there just so there's like 2 flower pots on both sides. I like that. Okay, and then on this wall, oh, that was a nice, oh, I really liked that painting. Let me see if I can get that. Oh, actually, that one looks good as well. Maybe we'll do a 2x4. Let's just keep on placing them until we decide on one that I like. There's a lot of different options in the default texture pack. I do like a lot of the paintings, so can't really go wrong with this. That one's nice. Ooh, we could go with the wither one again. Nah, I don't think that's appropriate for a bathroom. How about that one? We'll go with that one. That one's nice. Alright, so I think that's good for the bathroom. I think it's a pretty nice master bathroom in here. This looks pretty good. So today, guys, we did the master bedroom, master bathroom, just like that. Like, just those 2 rooms alone took like 30 minutes to build. So I think you guys get the idea of how long this takes. So I think that's going to be it, guys. Pretty much the stuff we have left over to do. I got to finish up this room. That room's pretty much done in here. Just got to like fix all the wallpaper and things like that. Add a closet here. And then on the other side here, we just have a few more bedrooms to add. And then there's going to be like a gaming space over there, like a recreational area. So I think I'm getting pretty close to being done with this thing in terms of the entire interior. So I think that's going to be it for the Let's Build, guys. This house is going to be wrapped up real soon. Next time you see it will be for the final tour. Again, I really appreciate the support that you guys gave throughout the 19 episodes of this Let's Build, through the interior, the exterior, the landscape. You guys gave a lot of nice feedback and support. I really enjoyed building this house. It was something a little bit different than things I've done in the past. I definitely, spent a lot of time detailing this place and making it, as good as I could make it and as best I could do. So I'm glad you guys liked it as well. I think this is a really nice house. So that's going to do it for the Let's Build portion of this thing. The next time you guys see it, I'll have a final tour where the entire interior will be done, and we'll go through the whole property and just kind of walk you through everything as kind of like a little inspiration wrap-up. So thanks for watching, everybody. It's been Dangeles. Hope you guys enjoyed the Victorian Mansion Let's Build. This was a really, really enjoyable Let's Build. So next time you see me will be for the tour, and then after that we'll get started on a brand new Let's Build right after that. So thanks for watching, guys. It's been Dangeles. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.